Welcome back to the AG Chelsea TV channel. Today, I will bring you the latest news about Chelsea FC from the past 24 hours. Don't forget the familiar time at 6 p.m. UK time. Stay tuned to keep up with all the hot updates about our favorite team. Thank you for always supporting the channel. Chelsea target Rodrigo. It has been claimed that Chelsea have already spoken to Rodrigo's camp about a move to Stamford Bridge. The 24-year-old has mostly been used on the right this season, but he can also play on the left flank. Chelsea could find themselves in desperate need of a new left winger. While Rodrigo may be high on Chelsea's list of targets to potentially replace Sancho or Mudryk, they may find it hard to lure the Brazilian to West London. It had been reported that Rodrigo was seriously considering leaving the Santiago Bernabeu this summer. However, according to Marca, Rodrigo is now determined to stay at Real Madrid. It is a blow for Chelsea, with the Brazil international being a wide man with a lot of quality. He has scored 68 goals in 267 appearances for Real Madrid, so could have brought some more firepower to Enzo Maresca's side. It is a long summer, though, so things could change. But Chelsea do have other targets in the event that they cannot sign Rodrigo. According to journalist Simon Phillips, Chelsea have contacted Nico Williams' people, so the Athletic Bilbao attacker is another option for the Blues. They have also been linked with the likes of Manchester United's Alejandro Garnacho and Borussia Dortmund's Jamie Gittens. Man City agree deal for Chelsea target. Manchester City have reportedly sealed a £46.3 million deal to bring AC Milan midfielder Tijjani Reinders to the Etihad Stadium. Pep Guardiola's side have acted swiftly to bolster their midfield, seemingly beating rivals Manchester United and Chelsea to secure the signature of the 26-year-old Dutch international. It was earlier reported that personal terms were verbally agreed this week, and now an agreement has been reached between the two clubs, with some sources suggesting the total fee could escalate to £59 million. Reinders is set to ink a 5-year contract at the Etihad Stadium and will undergo a medical. The Sky Blues aim to finalize the deal for the midfielder before the Club World Cup kicks off on June 14th. With Rodri out for most of the season, Guardiola chose not to field £50 million January recruit Nico Gonzalez or £53 million signing Matheus Nunes in central midfield for the FA Cup final loss against Crystal Palace, instead deploying attacking midfielders Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne in deeper roles, reports the Daily Star. Clearly, Guardiola was dissatisfied with his midfield options, and with De Bruyne set to depart as a free agent at the end of his contract, the Spanish manager has moved promptly to secure another option. Reinders was one of AC Milan's standout performers in Serie A last season, netting 10 goals and providing 5 assists despite the Rossoneri failing to qualify for European football next season. The 22-capped Netherlands international made the move to Milan in 2023 from AZ Alkmaar for less than £20 million. It has been reported that Chelsea were interested in signing Reinders, although the Blues do have plenty of options in the middle of the park. Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez were Enzo Maresca's preferred pair come the end of the season, although Romeo Lavia, Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall and Mathis Amogu are also options for the Italian. Chelsea now submit bid to sign Jamie Gittens. Over the past few summers under Todd Boehly, Chelsea have become a club notorious for spending big money on some of the most exciting young talents in Europe. Delap would be a prime example of that transfer policy. Another player who fits the trend is Borussia Dortmund winger Jamie Gittens. According to a report from Caught Offside, the 20-year-old is reportedly subject to a £55 million bid from the West London side, who are in talks to try to get a deal done sooner rather than later. The reason they are in such a hurry to get this one over the line is that they face competition from other English clubs, newly crowned Premier League champions Liverpool, London rivals Arsenal and Manchester City, who Gittens represented as an academy player, as well as Bundesliga giants Bayern Munich, are also interested. Hence, Chelsea have placed a bid. It was a shockingly poor season for Borussia Dortmund, who just snuck into a Champions League qualification spot on the final day of the league season. For Gittens, however, it was a campaign of success from an individual point of view. The England youth international was a key aspect of Dortmund's side in the 2024-25 campaign. He featured in 48 games across all competitions, finding the back of the net 12 times and registering 5 assists. The winger, who was born in London, has a knack for scoring goals in big games. Last term, one of his 8 Bundesliga goals came against 2023-24 champions Bayer Leverkusen and the side who snatched their title off them, Bayern. However, they were not the biggest goals that Gittens scored last term. The former Man City Academy star bagged away against Real Madrid in the Champions League, giving Dortmund a 2-0 lead and becoming the youngest English player ever to score against Los Blancos in the process. Chelse a hijacking Liverpool top target. Chelsea are working towards a verbal agreement on personal terms with a top Liverpool transfer target right now, and the Blues plan to quickly ramp up club-to-club talks soon after, according to a reporter. The transfer headlines at Liverpool right now are being dominated by two players, Milos Kerkez and Florian Wirtz. Liverpool are understood to be on the cusp of agreeing a transfer fee for Kerkez with Bournemouth, who thus far have held firm on their £45 million valuation. Wirtz, meanwhile, is expected to shatter both Liverpool's and the Premier League's transfer records if and when he arrives at Anfield. The latest on that saga, including the reduced but still record-breaking fee Bayer Leverkusen will now accept, can be found here. After Kerkez and Wirtz, Liverpool will accelerate plans to sign a centre-back and striker. They'll also be in the market for a new left winger if Luis Diaz leaves for Barcelona or Al Nassr. Regarding the striker chase, Eintracht Frankfurt's Hugo Ekitike has flown up Liverpool's shortlist after it became crystal clear their dream target, Alexander Isak, cannot be prized out of Newcastle. Frankfurt value their French striker at a lofty €100 million, and Sky Germany's Florian Plettenberg has previously detailed Liverpool and Chelsea's interest in the player. However, the belief is Liverpool will not act without first lining up the sale of Darwin Núñez, most likely to Saudi Arabia. That has opened the door for Chelsea to steal a march on Ekitike, and per the latest from Plettenberg, their plans have accelerated. Taking to X, the reporter stated, Chelsea are currently working on a verbal agreement with Hugo Ekitike. There has already been initial contact with Eintracht Frankfurt. Frankfurt are still demanding €100 million. It remains open whether Chelsea and Eintracht will reach an agreement. The next steps are already planned. And that's all the latest news about Chelsea in the past 24 hours. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me. Now, goodbye and see you in the next videos on AG Chelsea TV.